Hey there, science enthusiasts! Today, we're going to talk about one of the coolest things in the animal kingdom, flight. Yeah, I know, it's not exactly a new topic, but bear with me, because we're going to dive into some pretty interesting stuff. So, let's start with the big question. Why can some animals fly, while others can't? It's a pretty simple question, but the answer is actually pretty complex. First, let's talk about the animals that can fly. Birds, bats, and insects are the most well-known flyers, but there are actually a bunch of other animals that can fly too, like gliders and flying squirrels. These animals have evolved some pretty amazing adaptations that allow them to take to the skies. One of the most obvious ones is wings. Birds and insects have wings that are specially designed to produce lift and thrust, which allows them to fly. Bats, on the other hand, have a different kind of wing, called a patagium, which is more like a parachute. It allows them to glide and change direction in mid-air. But wings aren't the only thing that allows animals to fly. They also need to have lightweight bodies, so they can generate enough lift to counteract their weight. That's why birds have hollow bones and insects have exoskeletons made of lightweight materials. Another important adaptation is specialized respiratory systems. Birds and insects have lungs that are much more efficient than ours, which allows them to take in huge amounts of oxygen while they're flying. This is really important, because flying is super energetically expensive, and they need to be able to generate a lot of energy to keep themselves aloft. Now, let's talk about the evolutionary advantages of flight. For birds and insects, flight allows them to access food sources that other animals can't. They can fly to different plants, trees, or even animals to find food. It also allows them to escape predators, because let's face it, it's a lot harder to catch something that can fly. Flight also allows animals to migrate long distances. Birds, in particular, are famous for their migrations, which can take them thousands of miles each year. This allows them to find food and shelter in different parts of the world, and it also helps them avoid harsh weather conditions. So, now that we've talked about the animals that can fly, let's talk about the animals that can't. Why can't most mammals, like us, fly? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Our bodies are just too heavy, and our limbs are too short and weak to generate enough lift to counteract our weight. Sure, there are some mammals that can glide, like flying squirrels and colugos, but they're not actually flying. They're just using their patagium to glide through the air. And there are some mammals that can use specialized membranes to slow their descent, like parachutists, but they're still not flying in the same way that birds and insects do. So, what can we learn from the animals that can fly? Well, for one thing, they show us that it's possible to overcome physical limitations and achieve amazing things. I mean, think about it, birds and insects have evolved to do something that we can only dream of doing. They also show us the importance of specialization and adaptation. Each species has evolved unique adaptations that allow them to fly in their own way, and they've all found ways to make it work. And finally, they show us the importance of never giving up. I mean, think about it, birds and insects have been flying for millions of years, and they've faced countless obstacles and challenges along the way. But they've kept going, and they've continued to evolve and adapt to their environments. So, there you have it, folks, a brief look at the amazing world of flight. It's a pretty incredible thing, and it's definitely worth appreciating. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. We always love hearing from you, so please leave your thoughts, questions, or suggestions in the comments section below.